Hey everyone, my name is Junior Gomez and I am an artist, a muralist here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm originally from New York City. I moved down to the South region in 2018 to start a new life and to get more creative, and I did it. I graduated college with a visual arts degree. I wanted to be an artist or a digital designer back in the day. And after college, I could not find a job in the creative sector. So I decided to work for a corporate job and just climb the ladder from there. I did that for 8 years until I had enough and I wanted to pursue my career in becoming a full-time artist. I became a full-time artist in 2021 and I was working out of a guest room in my house that was about 10 feet by 10 feet wide. And I slowly got to build my art career and my business to the point where I can build a 700 square foot art studio that we're in right now. So yeah, dreams do happen. Being a full-time artist is probably one of the hardest things I have ever done. I have learned the ways of the art business by putting myself out there and actually doing things that I wasn't accustomed to. I started with small paintings. That's how I got my career off the ground. And I wanted to do something bigger, so I decided to expand the canvas to bigger works and keep putting myself out there. I then wanted to do murals, which was something that I've always wanted to do as a kid. I just didn't know that it was feasible. And I started reaching out to artists in the area, wanting to see if I can be their assistant or learn from them. And finally, a couple of them did decide to work with me, and I learned a lot from them. There was one that I actually did in Wake Forest, which was one of my proudest murals that I did for a community that definitely needed a story to be told. One of the biggest parts about being an artist is building those connections with the people around you and businesses around you. The more people know you, the more people are gonna want your services. So you can't be afraid to tell them that you're an artist or show off your work. And I know that's really hard for artists because we are very timid and we wanna keep to ourselves. But the most important thing is for you to tell people who you are and the services that you bring. And if you're an artist, or if you're a muralist, or if you are a digital creator or an illustrator, those are things that you should share with people, and not in the sense to brag or to show off. It's just letting them know, hey, my name is Junior. By the way, I'm an artist. Pretty simple once you do it often. Let's talk a little bit about the history of murals and why people started creating murals. So murals date back to the ancient times. I mean, it goes back to civilization when humans started to roam the planet. People wanted to tell their stories. I recently went to Egypt where I was able to see a lot of the hieroglyphics and a lot of the stories that these Egyptians told. This was back in the BC area, and it was extremely inspirational. And what was kind of cool about it was that they were able to tell their stories in a way that they can leave their mark for centuries. And I mean, it's been thousands upon thousands of years, and we go back and we want to see those stories. And that is why murals is so important, because artists are able to express themselves, tell the stories that are in their lives and the community's lives. A lot of the times nowadays, murals are there to make impact and change within communities. When something bad happens, especially politically, muralists are using their canvases to create the story, to tell them what has happened and sometimes see change in the world. For me, murals are extremely important for expression, to tell story, and to basically inspire. That is my main mission in life. So my passion is art, to be able to create without any boundaries, but my mission is to inspire others. And that's why I love creating murals, is because when I was a kid and I used to roam around the New York City streets as a kid, I used to see these walls and say, wow, how in the world is someone ever doing that? That is insane, and I wish I can learn that at some point in my life. And that inspired me to become an artist. So my main mission in life is to inspire people like you and others who come across my murals and my art. Designing a mural takes a lot more than just having a design, putting it up on a wall, and putting paint on. There's a lot of coordination involved. When working with specific clients, there's a lot of communication that has to go back and forth. When a client gives you money to create a design for their walls or for their project, You have to show them that you are, one, capable of creating the design that you said you can create, but two, you also have to understand logistics. When you create these murals, you have to understand budgeting, you have to understand paint, you have to understand surface, and you also have to understand prepping. Those are all of the things that you have to take into consideration when you're creating these walls. So it's not just basically taking paint and just painting. You have to understand what type of paint you're gonna use for that specific wall, how you're gonna prep it, and basically how you're gonna do it. There are designs that you can create on a paper or using a digital software like Procreate or Adobe, but once it's time to put it on a 50-foot wall, you're like, how in the world am I gonna do that? So it takes a lot of preparation and an understanding that there may be some rental equipment needed, like ladders, lifts, and being certified for those lifts as well. So you can have a boom lift that's 50 feet tall and you have no certification to drive a boom lift up and down the street. That's another part of the coordination involved in understanding what it takes to create these murals. If you want to know more about my mural process, you can take a look at a video that I created right up here. It gives you a lot of info on how to price your murals if that is something that you're interested, and things that I wish I knew before I became a muralist. In that video, you can find that right up here as well. Hope this video gave you some more insight into me as an artist and murals in general. But if you are looking to get more knowledge into murals, make sure you check out my videos on my YouTube page. I have a lot of information and a lot of educational videos there for you to watch. I'm looking forward to coming to your high school to create a mural with you. And if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me. You can drop a comment down below or send me a direct message on Instagram at juniordesigns_. Hope to see you guys soon, and you guys take care. Peace.